Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another broadcast by Fury and Warriors. Today we do a lore video for Sakura Empire fanfiction. Let me undeafen myself. Here we go. Okay, so stream is live, and I'm of course once again joined with Victoria and Kyra and Luna.
Hello.
Yep, and of course Luna is muted for some strange reason. Okay, let me pull this off of the stream starting soon and put on live screen. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, live screen is working good. So I know I kind of, did a little bit of a tease to you guys earlier on who the heck this stream is about. And believe me, I know I was messing with you guys. By the way, I know very well I was messing with y'all. That was entirely the point, by the way. It says I'm dropping frames. Am I seriously dropping frames? I don't know why I would be dropping frames. Is that seriously today? Is that dropping frames today? That's weird. I'm dropping frames. Interesting. Anyways, so, and no, it's not just Unicorn that we're talking about today. Let me open this up, and I believe slideshow is it? I think that's what I want to open it up as. I swear to God. Or not that. No, do not zoom in on her. Oh my good lord. Can I go full screen, please? Somehow? Please? I don't want slideshow. I want to... I'm gonna go like full screen here. Not zoom to fit. Oh my lord. I don't know. I wanted to go full screen, but apparently I can't. Oh wait, here it is. Derp. So today's video is, well, of course, Unicorn is part of it, but she is not the main name. Wait, what? I'm assuming not that that's probably the person who developed her, or not developed her, but like the person that gave her the name or that created her as the art, because that doesn't seem right. Because I know that is not her CV, by the way, and I know that this is not her class. This might just be her creator or voice actor, too. I don't know yet. Anyways, so Unicorn is definitely part of the little group I'm talking about. And once again, you gotta remember, age is probably very relative in Azure Lane, because we don't legit know what the actual ages of everyone is. Oh, okay, Luna's at dinner. Anyways, so because we don't know the legit age of basically everyone in Azure Lane, we have to take her seemingly childlike physique, as with a bit of a grain of salt, really. I mean, it could be that she really is that young, but considering her combat prowess, that's a... I mean... To be fair, she didn't have much of combat prowess. She was going against Kaga. Let's be real here. She was kind of out of her league. So, but considering she was combat capable, I do not think she's as young as we are led to believe as with her body size. So, again, you kind of have to take their presumed ages with a grain of salt. And then, of course, we have Ayanami. I think Vic knows where I'm going with this now, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So we have Ayanami. She's a destroyer. Another member of a little group of characters that we'll be going over today. And then, of course, we have Javelin. I swear, the only reason she has that name is because she has a javelin. Hold on a second. It's Jamie. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Of course you scurry around under the bed. She's hiding from me. When she says bite her, she doesn't mean literally. No, I'm not. You're not afraid to bite me? Because it's like, you may say that, but she doesn't mean literally. put it over there on the little rug that's on your thing. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry about that. And so, I literally think Javelin is only named Javelin because she has a javelin. Either that or it's actually the name of a ship. Because I know the next one on the list is... Oh, that's... I know I have a picture of Laffy in here. Where is she? Oh. Wrong spot. Oh, so that was a spotlight. Wait, what? Why was she having a spotlight in that episode? You know what episode I'm talking about, right? Vic? Vic? Hello? Anyone? Oh, Lord, come on. Unzoom, please. Guys? Hello? I was like, what happened to you guys?
Oh?
You there? Okay, good. I was like, what happened to you guys? You guys disappeared.
I'm still in here.
Okay, I was wondering what happened for a moment. Yeah, okay, that spotlight. Okay, she was holding something in the episode where they were going to save Hornet, but she was holding something that looked like a white dot. And I just realized it's meant to be a spotlight.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there like, why did she have a spotlight in that episode? It was broad daylight. What? What? Laffy, can you not see during the day? It just dawned on me that's what that was. It's like, is she had it on? Why? Maybe it's a signal light? Who the heck knows? Anyways, this is Laffy, and another member of the group, and y'all saw it. Not yet. I never need to change the order of this. And then there's Z23, not to be confused with Z26 or Z1. So, y'all, of course, Vic automatically knows which group I am, and that I have been teasing them all day. Relatively speaking, all day. I kind of called them the Unity Quintuple, because there is 5 of them, by the way. What the heck was that? Anyways, so the reason why I called them the Unity Quintuple, one, because there's 5 of them, but also because this 5 group of people managed to bridge into, figuratively and literally, bridge an ocean's worth of cultural differences. We have Laffy here from I almost said USA. That is not the USA, that is Eagle Union. The equivalent of, really, let's be real. We have Javelin from Royal Navy, aka Britain. Ayanami from Japan, aka Sakura Empire, aka Japan, good lord. C-23 from Iron Blood, aka Germany. And then for some mainly good measure, we got another British girl. Well, Royal Navy girl? I don't know how to go with that. But, aka just another British girl. I'm assuming Unicorn is the presumed youngest of the group, considering how much, Laffy and Javelin provide emotional support for her for a while, I guess. The two just act more mature than her, so I'm guessing she's, relatively speaking, the youngest of the group. I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it? And, well, Zeet, now, of course, Javelin and Unicorn are both from Royal Navy, so we basically got 2 British girls, 1 American girl, 1 German, and 1 Japanese girl. What the heck is wrong with this picture? It's like, as I said it out loud, like, it sounded stranger. It's like, why just a random second British girl? You would think they would have thrown in an Italian or French somewhere. Well, then again, the anime is kind of short on the French and the Italian. But anyways, so this is kind of an individual-based lore, and of course, a little bit of a lore on the idea of, like, what the various factions dealt with during the what I said last time, the Civil War and then eventually the Siren War, which, by the way, as I said in a previous video, the Civil War is now just really just called the Siren War. And then, of course, how each of them dealt with the breaking up of Azure Lane as the official body, and then replacing it with the Sakura Empire as the official body, but of course still maintaining that union-esque ideology, the fact that they are an alliance and not one massive country. So how each of them dealt with it, and how and how they either adapted or didn't adapt. And quite frankly, of course, it's the individuals, like, how these group of people, dealt with it. And really, what changed between them? And quite frankly, nothing. Quite frankly, nothing ever really changed in how they saw each other. During the Civil War, before the Civil War, none of these girls really knew each other. And Laffy never met Javelin, or, well, to say she never met Javelin would be kind of a weird statement, because the two of them presumably were at the same academy together. I'm assuming that they never officially met. That's what I'm gonna have to go off of. I mean, it is possible to seriously go to the same school and just never meet someone officially, even though you might actually share a class with the person. Believe me, I've done that. Anyways, so Laffy and Javelin, of course, went to the same academy, which the academy is, well, they are born from the cubes, so it's technically a formality for them because, well, they're born from the cubes, so what, one might think, what do they have to learn? Well, actually, it's, to anyone else, it would seem like a formality to normal humans, because they're warships in human form. Well, the problem is, they may be warships in human form, but they're still in human form. They have to learn how to both utilize their skills, but also really just to understand human culture. I mean, it literally is a school. It's just a school. It's nothing. It's not like some sort of military academy or anything. Like, well, it half is a military academy, but the large portion of it is just normal schooling. It is treated like a school. I mean, they do go over various combat tactics and stuff like that, but for the younger ages, it is more or less just cultural based, and of course, learning tactics and stuff like that. Now, Laffy and Javelin, of course, were in the academy together, but didn't quite know each other, so they never officially met. And then, of course, the Unicorn comes into the picture, eventually speaking, and met the three of them. Unicorn provided almost a catalyst. She may be the youngest of the group, but she's like the glue that brought everyone together and basically served, as I said, the catalyst for their friendship. Because that little, what looks like a plushie, by the way, is not a plushie. It is alive. Weird, I know.
Never mind, it's alive. Weird.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I know. Never mind, it's alive. Weird. And, I mean, seriously, it was staying still. Well, it tumbled to her, and then she picked it up. It was like, oh, cute plushie. And then it starts moving. It's like, she's so nonchalant. Like, oh, it's alive. Never mind. Wait, you're not even fazed by this. What? I mean, how are you not fazed by that? Seriously.
What I think is that maybe the plushies are actually alive.
Well, yeah, there's those like weird chicken thingamajigs, aren't they? I mean, there's like those weird chicken things. They look like chickens, don't they? Like little chicks. Yet they're run. Go in.
They're called manjus.
Yeah,
they're called manju.
That must be like a developer inside joke or something, or inside reference, because I don't know if that's like a culture thing or if it's like some sort of hidden lore or what, because those never made sense to me. My best bet,
No,
my best guess is that it's a developer inside joke or inside, just an inside thing, because it's also in the Gun Girl version of this, but they're not as prominent, by the way.
not nine.
The Gun Girl game, the kind of the sister game to Azur Lane.
I'm back.
That's about gun girls.
Yeah, that one. It is in there, just kind of hidden. Because it's the other games made by you.
I'm back.
Oh, yay, hello. Yeah, it's made by the other games by Yostar. Or yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And by the way, I think that. Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard to tell y'all by y'all's voices, but don't zoom in on her. Good lord, there we go. Oi, undo that. Thank you. I need my screen back. Oh yeah, okay, so that would be Luna. Sorry. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Ah, crap. Since it is hard to tell everyone by voice, so because I can't see like a ping voice thing on my screen here. So, anyways, so yeah, the manji, whatever it's called.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
Like, what would one need for a? What would one need to like make like a fan-made character of an Azur Lane?
Actually, it isn't a build-a-character game, really. It is you unlock the character. When I say you unlock the character, it's like a random drop chance, basically half the time.
I mean, like, like, kind of like well, terms of the anime.
Anatomy. Okay, sorry. In terms of the anime slash an anime or anatomy, whichever one you said. So first off, Ayanami here. You can notice if I can zoom in correctly. There we go, or not. I'm having to hold on this thing, my clicker here, or mouse, whatever you call it.
By the way, for some reason, your stream is like lagging.
Really? Am I still seriously dropping frames? I don't know why or how I am dropping frames. Hold on, let me check. Oh, did not want to open that. Oh no, I'm not dropping frames, am I? Seriously? Notification 16 minutes ago, 18 minutes ago. Eh? Am I seriously dropping frames, or is it just on your end?
Why?
Vic, is it? Are you lagging too, Vic?
Right now on the stream, I just heard me, like, just now on the stream, I heard myself telling you that you're lagging.
Oh no. Okay, so whenever there is stream, there is always a delay. There is a delay in stream versus live feed. So even though it says live, there is a stream delay. So even though me and you are talking directly, in the stream, there will always be a visual and audible delay because it has the upload and broadcast. That's a networking and that's a networking thing, by the way. Believe me, I dealt with that issue a lot with Twitch, and it really is just any streaming service. Whenever you have a live stream, there will always be a delay from what we are talking and doing versus what the stream is showing. So, believe me, if it's when I hear you say that it's lagging, I'm thinking that like it's like skipping, that it's dropping frames and whatnot.
No.
Yeah, Vic, is it lagging on your end?
Checking the cameras. My fucking
Vic,
Yeah?
is it lagging on your end?
Yeah, a little bit.
Vic, is it lagging on your end? Vic. Well, okay, so. Is it lagging on your end? No, it doesn't seem to lag on my end.
Yeah, a little bit.
okay, we are calling lag. That's actually delay, because that's not lag. Trust me, because even though we are talking live to live, via mic, there is a difference between what are talking and of course what I'm doing on my screen and what appears on a streaming service. So trust me, that is simply a connection issue. Not necessarily a connection issue, that's just a delay of upload, and basically it's a software processing thing. Trust me, I have actually looked into that, and believe me, it bugs me too when I'm actually doing live streaming, by the way. Yeah, just trust me that unless it's like visually and audibly
right.
dropping frames. Yeah.
Anyways, one actually another question I have. What was the other ship
The other ship?
name? Like, there's an Enterprise and then her maid.
Oh, Belfast. Hold on, let me open up my.
Belfast?
Yeah, hold on. I have a picture of her. Hopefully, I can open this without pulling up some not so good pictures. By the way. Okay, good. Okay, pull this up. This is That's Belfast, by the way, in Enterprise's arms. Enterprise is like, that's Kaga. This scene is from the anime, and it just never gets old. It just never does. Oh. There. That's another scene. I think there's some cover art for the anime, actually, too. In Japan, by the way. I don't think I have many other photos of her. Oh, hey, Yorktown. Hello, girl. I really need to correct this. That was an issue with my screenshots. Come on. I thought I had an individual. Whoa, hello. Do not zoom. You. Okay, so I don't think I have. Yeah. So that's really the only two pictures. Surprisingly, I'm actually very surprised. Those are the only two pictures I have of Belfast and Enterprise on this particular file. Just this is my PC, so that's a little different. So let's go back to this. Okay, so yes, Belfast. Belfast is actually the name of a actual ship in World War II, who was of the British Navy. I don't know if Ayanami was an actual ship in Japan during World War II. I think it was. Don't quote me on that one, though. And by the way, those are not like horns or actual machine. Well, they might actually be machine parts, but those are legit her ears. They're not horns. I'm not even kidding. Those are her ears. She even says it. She says it outright in the anime when one of them says, she has the horns and everything. She's like, those are not horns. Those are my ears. So please let go. I mean, because her nickname is the Demon. And I don't know why exactly it's called her nickname, but maybe it's because she's a very ruthless swords person. I mean, she's freaking speedy. I mean, literally, I don't even know if she could. It's a very big question for me of whether or not Takao could go toe to toe with her. I mean, you remember her opening attack in freaking that first episode, just rockets at them. And apparently is fairly deft with her blade, because she literally stopped her blade just inches from Laffy's head, cutting part of her hair in the process, by the way. But she was in full on, swing. There, sorry, that was my mouse wheel. She was in full on sword swing, and she was midair when she started swinging too. So it was like, that's some pretty dang good swordsmanship there. For just a, bite-sized runt. Well, I say it's a bite-sized runt. She is definitely not a freaking runt in any imagination. And of course there's Laffy, the freaking sleepyhead of the group. I mean, literally, majority of her lines is like, sleepy. Like, she's really just like, she's the slug bed of the group. I don't know why or how. And then, of course, there's Unicorn, the
She,
catalyst.
she's a bean.
Who, her? Laffy?
Yeah, she's just the bean of the group.
Oh, if you're meaning cute one of the group, I'm sorry, but there's one cuter than her. Unicorn. Presumably, okay.
No, I mean like she's just. No, I mean like she's like the. What I mean by being like she's like the non-violent, cute, like soft one. Like if you get what I mean.
Like the one that just doesn't want to fight. Which is actually legit the entirety of the group.
Yeah, like the completely passive. The completely passive one.
Yeah, and in fact, I don't think Laffy had ever in the anime legit fired her weapons at any of the group. I mean, sorry, any of the group. I mean Z23 and Ayanami, by the way. Because she most definitely fired her guns at Sirens, but I don't think she ever once fired her weapons at Ayanami or Z23. I mean, she probably did during the first episode, but I don't think she legit ever did. I don't think she did. Then, of course, there's Unicorn, the catalyst of the group. She literally started the whole thing because she lost her little, what she called the Yu-chan, which is basically just a unicorn. Pegasus unicorn, by the way. That's her name for it, Yu-chan. And no, that is not a plushie. It is alive. Don't ask how or why. Just don't. I don't even have an explanation for this. All I can say is wisdom cube. That's it. That's all I have.
I think it is a live plushie.
Yeah, I legit think it's because of the wisdom cube, or sorry, the mental cube, that it is alive.
I think it might be.
Sorry, go ahead.
It might be. I think it might be some type of advanced. I think it might be some type of advanced animatronic.
Actually, no, because Ayanami calls it a plushie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but also
And
it does.
Animatronics can be plushies. Animatronics can be plushies.
Here's the thing: it eventually actually transforms into a much bigger form of itself, and she rides on it like it's a full-on Pegasus unicorn, and it seemed to have functioned to
Like a horse.
Like a horse, yeah. It was a Pegasus unicorn horse that she could ride. It wasn't as big as one, but think like maybe a miniature version of a horse, and you probably got a good idea. So basically, think a small-sized unicorn Pegasus, and you got a pretty close idea of what it looked like. It was just basically a larger version of this that she could ride upon. And it flew. It legit flew. And she tried, keyword on tried, to fight Kaga. Of all freaking people! Then again, Unicorn was a little bit niffed when this was all happening, because, well, they were being mean to her friends, and literally her statement says it all why she decided to attack. It was like, stop being mean to my friends right now. And then Yu-chan transforms into a bigger form of itself, and she rides on it, firing off her planes at the same time, and presumably trying to provide some form of air superiority via fighter interceptors, which does apparently warrant some form of reaction from freaking Kaga, but then again, Kaga was more amused, if anything. I mean, she literally just like, she appears to be a carrier. Like, as if it was like that was like just a moment of amusement. And she's like, is she even just like grinning like, at that size she's not much of a meal, but then again, prey is prey. Just nonchalant, to just activating her frickin' nine-tailed kitsune frickin' rig thingamajig. Good lord, I mean, I wish you would use it again. Come on. I mean, unless somehow it was just damaged to the point where she couldn't use it again, it's almost like Enterprise's bird, the bird form of her power that she only uses in the first episode, and then at the very last episode, she uses it again. But we don't know how she used it the first time. Was that just Grim Reaper just doing his thing, or was that actually Enterprise? Because here's the thing. Enterprise only managed to use that power... Say again?
Okay, look in meeting plans.
Oh my god. Oh god. just no, just no. Oh, dude, that was bad. That is
Just
bad.
yes.
Yes, I mean yes. It works, but oh my god, that's such a bad pun.
It's funny.
It is a horrible pickup line, but it's funny.
It's funny though.
It is. Oh god. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: during that battle, the whole time,
This must be another meme.
yeah, and so Ayanami, of course, was
Another
trying to
meme.
fight Laffy and where is she? Javelin at the same time, which actually was working. She managed to, I guess, not necessarily incapacitate, but prevent Laffy from fighting again. Laffy did, of course, fire a few shots at the sirens, but after Ayanami, I'm guessing, injured her? I don't exactly know what she managed to do to Laffy, because Laffy was still standing, by the way. And presumably combat capable? Who the heck knows, really? But, so she managed to at least, prevent Laffy from providing her firepower to the fight. Which then Ayanami proceeded to fight Javelin, which, of course, is what really kind of set things in motion, because during that time, Unicorn started trying to fight Kaga. It was basically doing a weird game of Fox and the Hound, only in this case the Fox and the Hound were reversed. The Fox was currently trying to eat the Hound. Or, well, kill or knock the Hound into the water and then proceed to try to eat the Hound. Sounds worse than it is. Well, no, actually, no, wait, it sounds, I don't know how
Or
to...
maybe
It sounds more horrible. No, wait, it is that horrible. Never mind. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I really don't. So, and here's the thing. During that fight, Javelin was really concerned for Unicorn. She outright yells at Ayanami. I don't know why she was pleading with Ayanami to stop. I don't really know why. Because presumably, the two really just met that day. And really only had one nation, if that. Oh.
The hell happened?
I don't know. Anyways, oh lord, someone's got feedback going. So Javelin kind of just yelled at Ayanami. If you don't stop, Unicorn will be... It basically is alluding to that Unicorn will be killed, presumably. Well, she was almost killed until Enterprise, freaking playing the Deus Ex Machina, intervened. So, and that, of course, got a twinge of emotion out of Ayanami, who at that point was just literally just full-time, just straight-faced. And... just like a twinge of like whether.
I'll be right back, you guys. I'm gonna go for some tortilla chips.
Okay. Right. Yeah, so that kind of got a twinge of. I don't know if it was like annoyance or like regret. I don't know what that emotion was that went across her face when Javelin pointed that out. Almost like she didn't want that to happen, but couldn't do anything. So. Literally, at the time, she really didn't think that she had a choice in the matter. She was supposed to fight them because they were enemies. That was basically the entire logic she told herself. They're enemies, so they have to fight. And then, of course, Z23 enters into the fray, and in the second episode, I believe. And she kind of shares like one freaking just one scene of dialogue with Ayanami, and that's really all we get, alluding to their friendship. Because when Z23 tells her that they're going out on a mission again to basically deal with a fleet that was on their way back to the base that they had just attacked, to try to stop them from reinforcing it. And Ayanami, says like, it's not that I don't like fighting. I forgot the exact phrase, but basically she's just saying she doesn't want to fight and that she doesn't like it. And basically you get this like brief exclamation of German from Z23. It's like, it's not about you. It's not about what you want or anything like that. And then Ayanami turns around and gives her a direct question, just like, well, then what about you? And how do you feel about it? And then you get this legitimate, show of emotion from Z23. As if she says this as if she was like as if she even doesn't believe her own words. Like she doesn't, that even she kind of doesn't want it to have to be this way. She tells Ayanami, it's not about me either. We don't get to choose the mission. We're warships after all. But the tone and the face in which she had said this said that even she didn't want to believe her own words. Like, she herself felt differently. But because of the way they are, she had no right to say, what she felt, and that her viewpoints didn't matter. Of course, this was all farthest from the truth. And even Belfast brings this up in a episode later on. We were created to protect humanity. We are not obligated to destroy. We cannot let the events of our past. I'm trying to get the words together, and I'm trying to recite them, but it's like they're eluding me right now. It's basically saying, because they're warships in human form, that naturally speaking, the ship Ayanami, and of course, ships like Javelin, and of course Unicorn, if Unicorn was ever a ship, I don't know if she was, and Laffy, which I know for a fact that was indeed a USA ship during World War II. But generally speaking, these three ships, the Unicorn, Laffy, and Javelin, would have all been enemies of Ayanami and Z23. So, naturally speaking, they should be enemies. But the thing is that they're not. These are warships in human form, given the ability to choose for themselves. They are full-on sentient beings and living beings. They still need to sleep, they still need to eat. Presumably use the bathroom, I don't know. I mean, there is no concrete evidence to suggest that they use the bathroom, but one has to assume that they do so, considering they have to eat, which translates to they produce waste of some sort. How far down the rabbit hole can we go with this?
Wait. What did they eat?
Food.
What did they eat?
Food. Just normal human food. We literally see...
They eat human food?
Yeah, human food. We literally see Enterprise eat a croissant, bacon, eggs. We see them drink tea, drink coffee, sake too. Eat,
Okay,
sweets.
wait. Okay. Wait.
They are ships in
I'm
human.
confused. If
they're ships, then they would.
If they were created by humanity, they're technically artificial.
But
Correct.
here's the thing: they're not directly mechanical.
They're
creations.
artificial. Yes or no?
Yes and no. The answer is more complex.
That does not make sense. It's either
here's the thing.
No. It is not complex. Either that they are artificial or not.
They may be artificial, but they are not mechanical. They are living beings. They are ships, as Belfast says, ships in human form. Meaning they have a body. They have a living body. So even though they have a ship that, of course, attaches to them via the mental cubes, they still this right here, this entire thing right here, that is their body. That is them. You know, any other day, this is them. They would not necessarily have their full-on rig attached. They would just go about their day as normal people. And of course, we see this conflict with Enterprise. She has the conflict of hold on. The heck? wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? What am I looking at?
Just me.
Wait, what?
What's going on? What's happening?
This is something from I Am Cheese. Oh my god, I don't even want to know now. I don't want to know. Anyways. Oh my god. Anyways, okay. So, Ayanami, Laffy, Javelin, every ship girl you see in the anime and in game, their bodies, relatively speaking, are normal. I say normal, but that's a very loose term here. Because they can clearly take hits that would normally kill a person. For example, frickin' being able to take a frickin' torpedo round and still stand. Bear in mind, I have to assume Laffy did not get hit by the torpedo and simply shot it with her gun. Because that is something she could apparently do. And frickin' Ayanami is a speedy little bitch when using her blade. And of course, you know, they all can seem to take hits that would like a human. But this is probably more down to the fact that they were made from the mental cubes, which is apparently not an entirely human construct. So they are artificial, but they have presumably normal biological bodies.
That's obvious.
Yeah, so they are artificial, but they have a normal. I say normal in a very loose sense of the term, by the way, because again, they're ship girls. The phrase is both literal and figurative. They are ships in human form. So that is both figurative and literal. So yes, they do eat, they do sleep, they do presumably use the bathroom. I don't know if they do, because apparently we never see it. But then again, I do want to say, in what anime do we ever see really anyone use the bathroom? But then again, there's freaking Full Metal Alchemist. Wait, no, I'm thinking the manga. Never mind, because there are a couple of scenes in the manga where you literally have Hohenheim on the toilet talking to Ed as a kid because he was being a bit of a bully to his younger brother. But because he was thinking that Alphonse was getting a little too much attention, and basically he was just doing normal kid stuff. And you're freaking Hohenheim, who's on the toilet, by the way, and the door's closed, of course. He puts out a freaking bucket of water out the door and says, like, you know, hold that for a while. And, you know, so Ed is sitting there holding it, and then it's on here, thunk. You know, not here, but it's like in text, like, thunk, because he puts it down. And it's like, why'd you put it down? It's like, it's too heavy. And freaking Hohenheim comes out with, like, well, that's how much you weigh when your mother carried you, you know? So do not think that she doesn't love you if she didn't carry it around that weight.
Damn.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Just want to remind you, if you're gonna have a snack, you need to do it now.
Okay.
It's already there. Leave it cracked.
anyways, so again, so these individual ship girls, all kind of have normal lives. Of course, the unicorn, Laffy, and Javelin would never have met Ayanami beforehand. And of course, they never met Z23 because Z23, although was already friends with Ayanami. But of course, we don't know the extent of their friendship because we only get like one scene between the two. So, but presuming that the two were more able to talk freely, because G23 was still very guarded in her own emotions on that front, but still, but the real reason it all started, their whole friendship started, was because of Unicorn. Unicorn lost her Yuchan, which then started Laffy and Javelin searching for it, which led them to Ayanami, who Ayanami was spying on their base, and Yuchan happened to bump into her. How Yuchan manages to get that far and then bump right into Ayanami is beyond me. And of course, which eventually, because Ayanami was friends with Z23, eventually led them all to become friends with Z23. Although we only ever see this friendship build in, again, one frickin' scene at the very end of the anime. We really need more scenes with the Z23 and the gang. We really do. But yes, we get some very funny scenes with Z23's reaction to half of the stuff they do. I mean, I would put it on screen, but again, copyright beings. Just like, just freaking like, what the f? Just like yelling at her, just like, what the f? No, it's not about what you want. She's like going freaking yelling at her, making the comment that she really doesn't want to fight. And then of course, there's her yelling at Ayanami's friends because they're pestering her and being loud in a restaurant. It's like, quiet in the restaurant, you're all insufferable. Apparently Z23's got a pair of lungs on her. But yeah, on the individual lore here, Unicorn is, presumably speaking, the youngest of the group. Mind you, we don't know how young is young in Azure Lane. Because for all we know, young, for someone like Unicorn, could be 20 years old. We really don't know what legit aging is in Azure Lane. We have, like, freaking just seriously. I mean, not all Destroyer girls, by the way, are presumably, childlike. I mean, there is, for example, Hunter. Hunter is a Destroyer, and yet is a full-on, seemingly adult. So we really don't know how aging works in Azure Lane, or even if they age. We can always assume, of course, they mentally age. Unicorn does grow up a little bit. So, because they do mentally, mature. So we can always assume that. But whether or not they physically age is beyond me. So
I would assume they last as long as the actual ship that they're based off.
Well, here's the thing. Even though they do maintain their ships and everything like that,
they last way longer. They are around a lot longer than humans.
Well, yeah, I mean that could be the case, but here's the thing. We don't know if they ever physically age. We do get a mention by Kaga, not Kaga, Akagi asking Akaga from Akagi asking Kaga if it would be great because they just bumped into a bunch of little destroyer girls who thought Kaga was mad at them. They kind of blew Kaga's persona way out of the water in that sense, but either way. So Akagi asked Kaga, wouldn't it be great if they could all stay like that? Meaning young and innocent, basically. You still being basically the bliss of the child, of being a child, happy, carefree.
Right.
which does allude to that they do age to an extent. But again, we do not know if they legit full on age or if they just mentally age. So I'm just gonna go on limb because I did create a bit of a theory on that they do somewhat age, but the aging has more to do with how proficient they are in their basically their weaponry, but also in how their ship is utilized, but also in the evolution of their ship. Like for example, say Ayanami. Ayanami would physically age should she get even more proficient with her gear, like her cannon, her sword, her torpedoes. But also the more upgrades she gets. So say she is able to upgrade her cannons more, she would physically age there too.
15 minutes, Thomas.
Okay.
And it's last call for snack.
Okay. And so they do physically age, but it has, again, just more down to their equipment and skill. And of course, in retrofitting, they do have bodily changes there. This is kind of a horrible screen to do that on, but hold on a second. Let's go here. Just because it's mentally easier to imagine with these girls instead of the younger ones. So, ignore that bitch. Okay. Oh, good lord. I can't escape these sirens. I don't know why. I'm trying to find a decent one to utilize here. You know what? Might as well utilize... You want to screw it? Okay, so let's say Takao, okay? So in retrofitting, say Takao to something like a battle cruiser. Takao's body would change because of down to the fact that she's becoming a much bigger ship. She's getting bigger cannons, bigger engines, and bigger hull. Of course, maybe the torpedo tubes would be changed and all that kind of stuff. But so different parts of her ship would be allegorical to her body. For example, the cannons would be allegorical to her chest. So the bigger cannons would change her chest size, so she would get a bigger chest because she's getting bigger cannons. Of course, the engines would be allegorical to her rear end. So because she's getting bigger engines due to the bigger hull size, she would of course get a slightly bigger butt. And then of course, because her hull is getting bigger, because again she is becoming a battle cruiser and not a heavy cruiser, her overall height would change as well. So overall, she just gets larger and more filled out. This would also be applicable if she were just to basically retrofit to something like a large cruiser, which really in this case would just be a change in maybe her guns and engines. So she would just get a bigger chest and a bigger butt. Of course, I could have used the Tago for the same analogy because, you can see a bit more there. And yes, I just brought attention to that. Anyways, let's go back to the other screen. So of course, physical aging would be somewhat down to the retrofitting as well, but it wouldn't be, they may not age, depending of course on the type of retrofit, they may age quite a bit or just none at all. For example, say Z23 gets a retrofit, which in the game she does have a retrofit, it just doesn't show physical aging, but I'm taking a little bit of liberty here. So, because of course this is also fan fiction, by the way. So Z23, she would get physically, say this is her physical age currently, maybe preteens, maybe early teens. Okay, let's just say that, just for the sake of argument. Say she gets retrofitted, and of course she's still the same destroyer, but just more equipment and different other stuff. Oh, okay, welcome back. So Z23 gets retrofitted, but because she's retrofitted
I was making a 7-layer bean dip or whatever.
Yep. And so because of retrofit, she would instead of being preteens and early teens, she would be late teens, like maybe 18 or 19, in physical age. Of course, mentally, she is still the same girl, just aged differently. So that's just kind of one of those parts of the aging process that might be affected, but also largely is more down to their skill and or life experience. So say Ayanami is just becomes more experienced over time, she physically ages. But of course that is down to life experience. If she doesn't gain as much life experience, she basically stunts her age. Also has to do with mental maturity, all that kind of stuff all factors into her aging. Unicorn, for example, is mentally still a kid. As such, she still has the body of a kid, although in the episode we do see that she is definitely not kid in other areas. And no, we are not talking about lewd, by the way. There's a whole another thing. There's a whole different story about that. There's a thing called the bathhouse scene. Kyra knows what I'm talking about. Caught them off guard. Anyways, but it's also a nice little maturing scene with Ayanami, with Javelin, Laffy, and Unicorn because, they had to basically help Unicorn with her insecurities. What are you sending now?
She felt like she was small compared to everyone else.
Oh, what? No, okay. You kind of got that a little wrong, Kyra. She's not small compared to everyone else. She is small, bodily speaking, but she's not small in the chest reason. That's what was the cause of her insecurities. She's got a larger chest than most of the girls her size. So that's what made her insecure. But you were close. Anyways. What?
10 minutes.
Okay. And so all these girls basically bridging the gaps between all these various cultures
You smell the skunk? Thank you.
caused them.
It's everywhere.
Oh, God dang, Tinkerbell! Seriously.
Wow. When did you notice that? Woo, baby. Wow.
So all these girls were a catalyst for really. Oh, sorry, Unicorn was a catalyst for them all becoming friends and bridging the gap from various cultures. As such, they kind of became symbolic of, even though they were all on opposite sides of the Civil War, they could all still be friends.
I don't have anything.
Hold on a second. Good lord. Okay, Tinkerbell, seriously, cat. What are they feeding you?
Holy crap, I never saw them. That's you?
I've smelled it before.
Oh my god.
What the heck is going on over there? Yeah, easy.
A skunk.
Oh, Lord. Well, one of the cats just decided to take a dump in the cat box, so you're not in this. Anyways, so all these girls were kind of seen as symbolic. They aren't really any sort of leadership or anything, but they're the examples set by, they're an example, used by the various factions as, well, that they all don't have to be enemies. That at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the Civil War, they could all be friends. And even during the Civil War, Laffy never once fired her guns in harm to Ayanami, and presumably never to Z-23. Javelin, of course, did fire her guns at least a couple of times at Ayanami, but that was because, quite frankly, at that time, Ayanami was trying to attack her. So, self-defense and all. But here's the thing, afterwards, Javelin never once fired her guns at Ayanami or Z-23. And likewise, Unicorn really just never fired a shot at anyone other than Kaga.
Get back.
Okay. So, Unicorn just never really fired her guns, fired her planes in hatred or anger or even harm to Ayanami or Z23. So, even though these two were more than willing to fight the other two, the three, well, they fully harm each other. G23 never even got a shot off at Laffy or Javelin. Or even for that matter, Unicorn. Of course, she and Ayanami more than definitely took a few shots at Laffy and Javelin, although she probably regretted it later on. And Ayanami was the most conflicted, and because it was quite clear she wanted to be friends, but she's enemies with these two. So how can she be friends with them if they're enemies? And that conflict came to a head. Okay, that conflict eventually came to a head, and especially after she got, technically speaking, captured. I say technically speaking because technically she wasn't captured. Or, well, she was, but wasn't. Ayanami was basically falling towards a gaping hole in reality. And Laffy and Javelin basically risked their hides to save her. So, they saved her, technically speaking, technically captured her, but technically wasn't even a capture, really. They just saved her. It just so happened that because, well, Ayanami was quite a ways away from
They were just hanging.
Well, yeah, they were kind of hanging from freaking Javelin's anchor, by the way. She has an anchor right there, so... And she used that as, like, a hook, so, to save them from falling, so... And, well, here's the thing. They technically had Ayanami as a... She was, of course, listed as a prisoner of war, because official and everything, but here's the thing. A prisoner of war would not have been the term anyone would have really used. Technically speaking, she was just hanging out with her friends. And as punishment for literally risking their skins for saving an enemy, because technically speaking, they had to be punished for it. Hornet, of all people, was just like, technically, it was a very, very light punishment. In fact, it wasn't even a punishment. It was just literally enabling them to be friends with the enemy. For prisoner supervision, which was to supervise Ayanami. The person they were trying to be friends with to begin with. And even Prince of Wales, later on, remarks to Horn, like, that was a light punishment. And even just, Horn's like, no need to go too hard on them. Just like coffee, tea, and life in general, sweetness always helps. And she has a point. Technically speaking, they were saving her because, well, they wanted to be friends with her. This whole conflict had no reason. They had no real reason to fight each other. It was really overnight ideas of how to fight the sirens. And really, the conflict was started because of Akagi and Kaga. Not because really anyone in the fire shot at anyone. Well, probably the Ironbloods did, but really, the Sakura Empire apparently was not really firing shots at anyone. But really, Akagi and Kaga was the ones that forced everyone's hands. So that was kind of the catalyst that started the whole Civil War. Their reasoning, by the way, in the fanfiction for starting the war is a bit different from the anime. So that's kind of where the anime and the fanfiction split. So essentially what was happening was basically an equivalent of the sirens manipulating Kaga and Akagi in thinking I don't even know where I'm going to go with on that, because that's still a gray area in the fanfiction of what exactly the sirens did to convince Akagi and Kaga to basically attack Azure Lane's main base. So, you know, because of course Amagi is still alive, but I'm thinking more or less this maybe something like a promise of how that if they would gather data for the Black Mental Cube, that they could save Amagi from dying because of her debilitating health. Maybe that was it. I mean, if that works for you, Vic, that could actually work. Because Amagi by this point was still very much ill, you know. So maybe they made that kind of promise as like a devil's bargain. Oh my god. Lord. God dang it. Anyways, so, you know, because after...
Did you see?
Yes, I did. I saw. And so, and so really, this whole conflict was started over nothing. Over really desperation on Amagi's part, not Amagi, Akagi's part, really. The desperation to not let Amagi die. So, and so eventually, so really, once everyone...
Wait. So, who the two that actually started this war? Because I can't watch the stream because I can't mute
One second. Okay, so...
it. I can't look at your screen.
Okay, so there is Kaga and Akagi. And hold on. Let me send it into the general chat. Yeah, I'll post it in the general chat here in a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta scroll through all these pictures. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, that's a little too far.
What the fuck is it? Excuse me.
Okay, hold on. Where are you? Come on. Where are you? Okay, so there are two variants, of course, of Kaga, but this right now is Kaga. The second ship in Akagi, basically the Akagi's little sister. Well, technically half sister, by the way. There's a whole song and dance behind that. Scroll again, so we'll find the crazy girl that is Akagi. That is Akagi. The one with the red tails, by the way. Kaga's the one that's the battleship. That's the battleship variant. And there's an entire story behind that. But let me hunt down the other picture. Because Kaga did not remain a battleship. And that's, by the way, that's what BB stands for in the parentheses. This stands for battleship. Sorry.
So the two Kasune girls are the ones that started
Technically, yes.
this war.
Technically, they did. But really, the reasoning for starting the war was, well, really, it was Akagi that instigated it. And by the way, this is Kaga, as seen in the anime. Because and there actually is a reasoning why the two of them became that desperate. Because they started a war because basically the Sirens had promised Kagi and Akaga. So not Akaga, Kaga and Akagi. Oh my lord, I cannot pronounce those names sometimes because the two of them confuse me. Basically, there was a promise of that if they fought the war and got enough data with the Black Mental Cube, that they could heal Amagi and stop her degenerating health. And quite frankly, at that time, Amagi really was, in dire straits. But the reason why Amagi was in such bad health actually was because of the heck is going on there. The heck?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what was that? Like, someone's like,
know.
that was squeaking or something. And then speaking of squeaking, the cat is meowing out there. if I can find a dang picture of Amagi and post it in the chat, that would be nice. Like a legit photo of Amagi, not some weird skin of her. You might need to post that one, Vic, if you have a picture of Amagi somewhere.
I know somewhere.
Because I definitely have a Zoom on here, but I'm trying to find Amagi, and it's just a little slow going right now. Because I know... Oh, never mind. Found her. Never mind. Okay, so the one in the middle is Amagi. Once it finally says, there we go. Okay, so the one in the middle is Amagi. Amagi is a battle cruiser. Now, Amagi's parts, her mechanical parts, don't ask me how that worked. But they were utilized to retrofit.
Is Amagi their mother?
No, their sister, eldest sister, in fact. But because each ship refers to each other as a sister, especially if they're the same class. So Yorktown, Enterprise, and Hornet all consider each other sisters. And Yorktown being the eldest, by the way. So Kaga is Amagi's little sister, as well as Kaga.
So far, Amagi is my favorite of the Kitsunes.
Yeah, she's got the biggest bust.
Yes.
But anyways, so
You know me too well.
yes, Amagi is a battle cruiser, and her parts were used to retrofit Kaga to a carrier. Don't ask me how that worked, by the way. I don't even know myself. So hold on a second, by the way. Ugh, dang cat, it's mowing your head off.
What the fuck is in my freaking laptop charging? What the hell?
¡Ven aquí!
¿Eh?
¡Ven aquí!
¿Qué?
Jaime, ven aquí. Please come here. What'd you do to my shit? You were the last one on my PlayStation. Come on. Come on, Dad. Get up the PlayStation.
I didn't do anything. I was just playing.
I know. All I did after you left my room, I unplugged it from, and that's it. All I did was pull the charger cord.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, so Amagi basically was in ill health because her ship parts were being utilized to retrofit Kaga to a carrier. Again, don't ask me how that worked. Even I have trouble figuring out how one uses battle cruiser parts on a battleship to somehow retrofit it to a carrier. Even I think that logic is a little weird. But anyways, so Kaga, of course, no, yes, quit. I don't want to. Thank you. Okay, so Kaga, of course, well, she was the reason why Amagi was in ill health. So, of course, she would be desperate to save her sister, her eldest sister. And of course, by the way, at this time, she really wasn't much of a sister ship, actually. She actually didn't view herself as a sister. In fact, I don't even think at first they were sisters. Because it is described, in fact, in an event, where she and Amagi were flat out rivals. Like, not to the point of willing to kill each other, by the way, but more to the point of just wanting to be the better of the other. You know? Think like just, you know, as your standard, you know, friendly rivalry that, generally speaking, takes the form of they keep in score on how many kills one has, basically. So the two of them are more rivals that does get fierce, but not to the extent of actually killing each other. So, the heck? Who lagged out? Okay, whose mic is really messing up, by the way? Someone's mic really needs to get fixed. Because all I'm hearing is squeaking. That would be Luna.
Sorry.
Wait on a sec. Let me... Oh, okay, and she's being beery. If this would open up, that would be lovely. By the way. Okay, yes. I know BRB. Holy crap! What the heck is that? Wait, I don't know what that was for a moment. Okay. What? What? Wait, what? What? Oh my god, my eyes. My eyes, dude. My eyes. God dang. Anyways. So. Hell. So the Kaga would be desperate, really, because again, she doesn't want to lose a rival, but also because, technically speaking, via the retrofit, she's becoming a half-sister. More or less to Kaga, really. Sorry, not Kaga. Akagi! Oh my god! Their names trip me up half the time. So Akagi is, technically speaking, Kaga's half-sister. They are not full sisters, but they treat each other as if they were real sisters. But the sheer fact that Kaga is essentially a retrofitted ship using Magi's parts is a massive mental blow to her, because she's essentially causing Magi's ill health. No, not Koga. Not Koga, it's Kaga. Kaga. And yes, she's the one with the white one. Yes, the white one. Akagi is the one with the red tails and of course the red deck. Amagi is the one in the center of the bottom photo. So yeah, it is kind of one of those situations where Kaga, you had it somewhat right on the first one, but remove the E. Keep the I, but remove the E. So it is a Kagi. And if you look at their names, Amagi, which is basically Akagi, but with an M instead of a K. And then you have Kaga. Very similar names. In fact, the Akagi and Kaga were both... No. An A, not an O. It is essentially the same name, just no K. Instead replaced with an M. Yes, Amagi. There you go. So, Amagi, I don't think was ever a ship in World War II, but I know Kaga and the Akagi were. In World War II, they were both ships. In fact, they were two of the first carriers that the USS Enterprise ever sunk. In World War II, I should point out. So... Of course, I think the anime takes a few liberties, by the way, with history. So... oh my god. Anyways, so basically, if it wasn't for Kaga and Akagi getting desperate to save Amagi, stop her health from getting so bad, from getting so bad that she would eventually die. That they started an entire war in the vain hopes that they could prevent her death, which they did eventually, but not with the help of the sirens. Basically, they'd eventually learned enough of the mental cubes to basically repair the damage to a monkey, which allowed her basically to get better. This eventually was applied to basically all the ships that had that kind of health issues because of retrofitting and stuff like that. Of course, also nowadays, retrofits act very differently. Because their mental cubes are essentially data, they're able to alter the data to retrofit them to something else. Well, not saying something else, but, just retrofit them to, I guess that is a better statement, to something else. So, but of course, nowadays, retrofitting is entirely voluntary. They have to volunteer for it, and often it is treated as a very, very important decision that has to be made with a clear head. You don't do a retrofit willy-nilly. You have to basically decide what it is you're trying to achieve. Say, for instance, Ayanami wants to do a retrofit to a light cruiser because she feels it would allow her to protect her friends more. She would get better cannons, her hull would be more durable, and her torpedoes would be stronger. So, as such, that would naturally be a bonus to her. She may lose a little bit of speed, but that's not a big thing for her because, well, she's already speedy as it is, and that could easily be compensated for. So, so it wouldn't be a big deal for her, and it would be beneficial for her to be able to use it to protect her friends. However, a bad decision on a retrofit would be, like, say, Z-23 decides to do a retrofit really just to get bigger guns. And that would be the only reason, because she wants bigger guns. That would be a retrofit that would more or less be turned down. But either way, so each of these ship girls is part of what I call the Unity Quintuple. So they're all friends, and they bridge the gaps between the different cultures. Oh my god, no, let me show you the sirens, by the way. Where are you, tentacle bitch? Nope, that is not a siren. Well, technically it is, but it is not a siren. Where are you? Oh, okay. Okay. This bitch, by the way, that's Observer. That is a siren. This is Tester. Tester Alpha, to be exact. And that is a siren. This, I forgot the name of the damn thing, but it is also a siren. Yeah, no thank you. I think that's all the sirens I have, really, in this album. Oh, wait, I forgot. You can't see my freaking screen. Derp. Sorry. I was on my computer screen showing you, and I forgot you couldn't see that. Hold on a second. Let me correct this issue. Okay. You want to know who the biggest bitch is in Azure Lane? This bitch. That is Observer. Okay? She is the frickin' devil that caused all the mayhem. And yes, she is meant to resemble a kraken, aka the devilfish. No, that's supposed to be a kraken, aka the devilfish, which is quite apt because she started making devil's bargains. And then, hold on, let me find them. Let me find out where Tester is. She's not the biggest bitch, but she is an annoyance. Yes, Kraken Girl. Ugh. I hate that bitch. Where are you? I know I have a picture of you somewhere. Never mind. Ugh. Yawning over here. Lovely. I'm not even gonna hunt down these girls. Good lord. I only had them because I need them for the stream one day. Here we are. I'll just send... Oh, you know what? Here's Purifier. Now scroll again. Oh, here we are. And there we go. This is Tester. Alpha, by the way. oh, believe me, she ain't cute. She is not cute. She is a deceiving, conniving little bitch. She is not cute. She even sounds just creepy. Oh, believe me, if you saw and heard this bitch, you'd be creeped out a bit. Hold on, let me see if I can find the scene where we first run into Observer. Azur Lane, not episode 1. I need Azur Lane Observer. Here we are. Okay, that clip does not do it justice, by the way. I need to find her in the English dub, because in the English dub she sounds way different. It just is creepier. The only dub version I can find of it is episode... It would have to be episode either 4 or 3. I think it would be 4. Yeah, I think it would be 4. Yeah, okay. So it would be... Okay, so it would be... Okay, so... There we go. Okay, so skip all the way to 1523. Or 1520 if you just want to be charitable there. So go to 1520. Oh, trust me. What makes her creepy is how just disturbingly conniving she is. Imagine just the creepiest person alive. Well, actually, not even just... Okay. I mean, okay, so I'm sorry, but unless you watch the full-on, Luna, okay, visually she may not be intimidating, But when she gets in your head, she just don't get out. I'm sorry, but she don't. It took a seriously. You're gonna have to watch the anime to really get what I mean. Observer is creepy. She is just this disturbing, conniving, just ugh. I'm sorry. You really only get it if you've watched the anime. Oh yeah. You would need to watch the anime to truly get her. It's like to see how creepy she is, and how she can just easily worm her way in your head to actually just start messing with it. She only needs the slightest little bit of leverage before she starts wiggling an entire tentacle into your head. Yeah, you may say that with the original creature, but here's the thing. Her creepiness comes from her intelligence. She gets one bit of leverage on you, and she worms her entire tentacle in your head and starts messing with it. That might be so, but she don't need to be that big to mess with your head.
Get the fuck back, dog.
The hell? Kyra, that was...
Sorry, I thought I muted my mic. Sorry.
No, but that was timing, dude. That was timing.
I'm sorry. I thought my mic was muted.
Oh my god, that was perfect. That
I
was perfect.
legitimately thought my mic was muted. Oh god.
No, dude, that was perfect. That was perfect.
My dog just starts growling, and I legit thought I clicked the button to mute my mic, and then
No, dude, you're pretty. You're
That,
okay.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold
You're
on.
okay. You're okay, dude. That was perfect. Yes, Luna, I'm sorry, but until you've watched the anime,
was it like right after you finished the sentence too?
yeah, it was. Yeah, Luna, until you've watched the anime and seen just how disturbing the sirens are and how just how they weave their way and weave this convoluted, just, deceptions. Imagine Zinch in Azure Lane, and you're not far off, actually. Actually, you know what, Kyra? The sirens really, Observer might as well be Zinch. Because think about it. Think about what Zinch does half the time in Warhammer 40k. Weaving just these conniving, just like complex plans that only Zinch can understand. That's the sirens to a T. One sec. Let me go let this dog out. But here's the thing. Also, if you play the games, you would also understand more. You have to understand the lore in order to understand just how disturbing the sirens really are. Because the sirens on their own, in each individual siren on their own, isn't really that scary. It's when they all start weaving their plans together. Yeah, it might be. But here's the thing. She's not scary until she starts grabbing you with her tentacles. Poor Akashi learned that the hard way. And then Observer proceeds to say, "Curiosity killed the cat." And then pointing her guns at her and then starting to fire them up. Oh, Luna, until you've seen her, here's the thing, those little prongs on her body, those are cannons. Those are cannons. They ain't for show. Come on. Trying to work this out. Okay. Oh, Luna, I am sorry, but the Kraken would not sink her. She has freaking cannons on her. She would obliterate that. Hold on. What, Ginger? Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Let's go see the mamas. Come on, dog. Crazy girl. Oh, hold on. And, I'm sorry, Luna, but
Play Dead by Daylight now.
those aren't just cannons. Those are actual, like, freaking laser cannons, by the way, and I'm sorry, but the sirens are are basically aliens. And, believe you and me, she can actually do some massive damage. No, seriously. She is a freaking alien. Along with Tester and Purifier. And they legit fire freaking lasers. Yes, they do. I'm not kidding you. Hold on, let me pull up the freaking episode in which we actually see freaking, where is she? Hold on. Let me find this bitch. I know it's here somewhere, because here's the thing. Freaking, I'm not even lying. The sirens actually do fire freaking lasers. Okay, I say lasers, but it's probably something else, but it is a freaking laser. In visually speaking. Siren. Okay, that is not the sirens fight? That's probably... That is not a sirens fight. What the hell? Oh, wait. Before I just... What? Oh, I know what they're referencing. Did she just kill her own ships? Oh, not to mention that they can spawn in enemies really whenever the fuck they want. Oh Lord, I love that. Okay, I gotta admit. I gotta, these are funny. I'm sorry, I had to pause this. I got distracted, I know, but that's hysterical. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, those are just hysterical. I had to post them just because. But yes, okay. Okay, here's the opening cutscene there, but they... Okay, this is the opening cutscene, and you literally see freaking Tester, by the way, fire off freaking lasers. Okay, so let me find... Okay, Siren's anime, okay. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. You know, the scene where just Takao, just like nopes, Sheffield's freaking blast. You know, it's hysterical. It's like, yeah, no, good luck, bitch. I can block that. It's like, even Sheffield's like, you gotta be joking. I mean, it was pretty cool. You can't lie. I mean, seriously, just just like, yeah, nah, bitch, you ain't got nothing on this. Oh God. Anyways, yeah. Let me see if I can. Because I seriously need to find the freaking thing. Because I know for a fact that there are scenes with. The hell? I know that there are flat out scenes with Tester and all of them, but seriously, I cannot find these ones for the life of me. Oh my God. Legit? Seriously? Oh my God. Okay, no, I have to share this. I don't care. I don't care what anyone else says. It must be shared. The bath scene. It must be shared. It must. It. What the hell? Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what was that? What was I looking at? Azure Lane Bishoku Zenshin PV? What was I looking at? Whenever Vic gets back, I need someone to from what the hell I was just looking at. Because just is that seriously like supposed to be season 2? Because if that is, that's gonna be weird. No, not the one I want. Oh, that is the one I was thinking of. Wait, oh, this is Z23 episode moments. I am legit having a hard time finding the full-on scenes with frickin' Observer and all that. Oh, this is episode 11, English dubbed. Ugh, gonna have to share that one then. Survival guide to boredom Azure Lane. What? If you manage to get freaking bored, I mean, to be honest, I mean, it probably could happen. But legit, I mean, how do you manage to get full on bored with Azure Lane? Either way, probably stop doing this now, but either way. Oh, is that the one thing? Oh, never mind. Anyways, back to the freaking lore at hand. Oi. Okay, we try to get back to the on track here. Anyway, so once the war happened, and this, by the way, where we also get a bit of a split from the canon to the fanfiction. Okay, so of course, once the war started, it was known as the Civil War, because at this time, Iron Bloods, the Sakura Empire, and of course, Eagle Union and Royal Navy were all still in the alliance known as Azure Lane. once the Civil War kicked off, they formed the Ironbloods, and the Sakura Empire formed the Red Axis. But of course, this all started because Akagi and Kaga were desperate to save Amagi. Although once they all figured out that they were all being played like happy little fiddles by the sirens, well, they all started redirecting their attention back to the sirens and decided to fuck their shit up. Which was, of course, exactly what happened. These sirens were basically had their asses kicked, and, well, the sirens went into hiding. However, there was still the issue that was now present. The main issue of Azure Lane was kind of no more. The only ones that really called themselves Azure Lane anymore was was Royal Navy and Eagle Union, and of course their respective allies. So, really, there wasn't much of Azure Lane anymore. It really was two factions split, and just one gave itself a new name, the Red Axis. So, what do they do? Because they have to form a new alliance, but it would be wrong to try to go back under the banner of Azure Lane, because, well, it would just be wrong, because the concept of Azure Lane had been sundered. An alliance, a friendship that they thought was solid, was now just basically broken. And so they fell to basically what Azad said. It was these five that came up with Sakura Empire. One, of course, might argue that they're just naming all themselves after one nation out of multitude of nations. But the thing is, the Sakura Empire won. The problem is that Ayanami, although not necessarily being the catalyst for this whole friendship to start, it was really the entire reason. Javelin and Laffy didn't want to fight. They didn't want to fight because they did not want to have to fight Ayanami. And neither did Unicorn. Unicorn didn't want to fight them because she didn't want to have to fight Ayanami. They all just wanted to be her friends. And eventually that also... What? Say again?
I said it'd be the Vic.
Oh, okay. Yay! Vic, welcome back. We got a little sidetracked.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, you have to watch some of those videos I posted because some of them are hysterical. just the paused moments that they put up. That is just like especially when observers flinging around the tester's head. Oh, by the way, I just finished the last few dubbed episodes. I'll admit.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah, I think they changed around some of the voice acting, particularly with Observer. The sirens in particular, actually. So I swear their voice... Yeah, because listen to their voices in the earlier episodes, like the actual siren voices in the earlier episodes, when we see them, versus how they sound in... Well, actually, you know what? Scratch that. We never truly hear Purifier's voice in the dubbed version. No, wait, never mind. Scratch that. We do hear Purifier's voice in the dubbed version before the last two episodes. But if you listen to their voices in the last two episodes of the dubbed versions, they sound weird. Like they're a little off. Like too light on the voice. If you just listen to like them when we first, both when we overshares when we hear their voices, up until the last couple episodes of the new dubbed. So it's a little weird on like the voice acting, and even some of the sounds are a little bit different. Now that could have been more down to my headset because I was not utilizing my normal headphones, so that could have been it. But I swear, their voices sounded different, and even some of the sound effects sounded different.
Fatima, check
Yeah, I saw
Check
the.
general chat.
I will hear it after the stream, of course, but before now, just kind of trying to focus on the stream. Anyways, so also I got the notifications coming up on my screen too. So anyway, so basically,
Watch it on stream.
no, I'm sorry. I don't want to get copyright pings. I've already had enough of those. And so basically, all these girls basically decided that they should probably call the new alliance Sakura Empire, because, well, the entire reason none of them wanted to fight is because they didn't want to have to fight Ayanami. Ayanami was the whole reason for that. Although the war started because of Amagi being sick, and of course Akagi and Kaga getting desperate, and thus making a devil's bargain, well, at the end of the day, the point still remains the same. The formation of Sakura Empire ships, and also the entire reason for the desire for this conflict to end. A good number of them wanted it to end with enemies. They wanted to be friends. And so the feeling of, because it seemed to all revolve essentially around Sakura Empire, that they decided to name it that. It was a new alliance. And so they had to decide on a council. And this council currently, of course, still consists of largely Sakura Empire ships, but of course, these Sakura Empire ships still, of course. Okay, so I will be adding, of course, eventually speaking, council ships to the that are from the other nations. I just haven't decided on which ones. I think of course Graf and Yijin would definitely be part of the council. Those are given. I half want to put in Enterprise as a council member, but I've already stated she's not a member of the council because she just doesn't want to be in the politics of it. It's like, how do I do that? It's like I could put in, say, Hornet, Union Council member, and of course Illustrious being the Royal Navy one. Who knows? I'll have to do that. We'll have to go over that in a later date. But basically, all these ship girls, decided it should be Sakura Empire because that's why it all started. Because of Sakura Empire, and if ties could be sundered because things just were going to crap already for people in the Sakura Empire, particularly three people really, but yet the desire for a unity to reform because of Sakura Empire, then at the end of the day, Sakura Empire was the most important thing to really cause anything to happen. So, as such, they named it that. Some were more accepting of this logic than others. I mean, for example, Eagle Union was definitely a touch bit more accepting of the name change than say Royal Navy. Royal Navy did accept it to a degree, but a little bit of hurt pride did kind of cause some dissenting voices. But of course, those said dissenting voices kind of did decide to shut up. Not out of any sort of force or anything like that, but mostly because, well, the ones backing this name change was also Enterprise and Belfast, of course, Illustrious, and of course Hornet. 4 frickin' well-respected ships that really no one's gonna argue with if they say something. It probably is. I mean, come on. If Illustrious says someone's got a really good character about them, then frickin' even the higher ups in frickin' Royal Navy are gonna listen. And of course, when Enterprise decides to speak up about some sort of battle tactic, they generally speaking everyone's gonna listen. So, no one's gonna really dissent, when those two decide to lend their backing to something. So, but Ironblood was definitely the most stubborn. Although Z-23, being a well-respected Ironblood ship, and of course Prince Eugene, as well as, and of course Griff, all backing the name change, did of course lend some credibility for Ironblood. Although, again, they were quite stubborn about it. But they did eventually consent, as obviously this kind of name change did require a unanimous vote. Of course, the true last ones to consent to the frickin' vote was, of course, Northern Parliament. I guess we can all agree upon why I chose Northern Parliament to be the most stubborn of the group. Oh my god, does it even need saying? Northern Parliament is basically Russia. I mean, come on. Is there any other reason why I should probably choose Russia very last to agree to this? I know I'm poking a little fun at Russia here, but let's be real here. They've deserved it for a while. They haven't been doing themselves any favors. Let's be real. Especially since Putin took office. That son of a bitch, by the way, just needs to leave. Just get out, please. Stop messing everything up. Ugh, considering he's already buddies with Trump does not make things easier. Just good God. Anyways, let's not go down that rabbit hole, by the way. I want to say something so bad, but it's going to sound so wrong. Because I know if I say it, certain people in this group might really get disgusted. Because here's the thing, it has to do with Laffy. She had rabbit ears. I was gonna make a statement about going down rabbit holes and then somehow tying a reference to Laffy in it. No matter how I worked around that reference, it was never gonna end well. Anyways. Speaking of rabbits, there, better. Laffy definitely was not really the best representative, mostly because she'd rather be sleeping. Miss Lazybones. But of course, really none of them would have been part of the council. They definitely would be considered, advisors at the very best, really. But really, no one's gonna really truly turn them down when they want to lend their voice to something. Because again, they were oddly enough, the most sensible voices in the entire situation. Because again, each one of them knew that this fighting was pointless. They all knew it was. The problem was finding a way around it. How can they stop the fighting? And really no one had an answer at the time, but, because, again, so, in terms of just really not wanting people to fight, really when these five speak up, no one's really gonna turn them down in terms of not letting them speak. They're always going to listen to something they have to say, even though they are the youngest of basically everyone in any form of political situations. But, again, the Siren War garnered them a lot of respect and reputation, to the point where, they're respected members of the higher-ups, but they're, of course, not officially of the higher-ups. They're still, they're basically considered by this point officers, not necessarily full-on leaders. So you can kind of compare them to a commissioned officer versus something like a general or, the true higher-ups. They will listen to them, and they will take they're definitely going to really listen to what they have to say, but they don't necessarily have enough authority to really order anyone around. Well, a very more a non-commissioned officer is more like it instead of a commissioned officer. So these five were definitely very much in favor of the name change, and very much so that, and of course Sakura Empire did kind of take it a little bit on the chin. They did kind of accept it, although one needs to point out that some of the Sakura Empire did feel that this was more of a slight on them, using their name as the new name of the Union. Oh, sorry, the Alliance. Mostly those that were not as well versed in the whole situation, you know. People like Issei and her sister. You know, ones that really didn't quite get it, you know? You know, they aren't so gung-ho as to really start any crap about it, but they Eh? Wait, what? I'm sorry, I got sidetracked because a Steam notification came up. Hold on. Wait, what? What? Holy shit! Really? It was a notification just popped up on my screen that Virgil is becoming a playable character in DLC for Devil May Cry 5. How the hell are you gonna work in Virgil? He's the entire freaking issue of the game. Huh? I mean, what the only thing you're gonna be doing with him half the time is probably fighting against the things in the boss fights, but that's about it. I question that one. Anyways, so really that kind of covers it, but I probably will try to go into a little more detail on each of these individuals themselves. But the whole reason they met was, of course, Unicorn lost her Yu-chan, but that's what kicked it all off. A simple misplacement of a sentient plushie, which led them all to Ayanami, which then revealing, of course, that she was supposed to be an enemy, yet they wanted to be her friends, kind of started a whole conflict of really morality. They're supposed to be her enemies, yet they want to be friends. And then, of course, this also was the conflict caused in Ayanami because, again, same situation. These two have friends. They laugh and play together, like she does with her friends. So how can she fight them if, at the end of the day, they're just like her? And so this same conflict evolves as well in Z23, who is less obvious about it, but definitely finds it hard to really fight. She just is more guarded in her opinions on the matter. And so it all started because one unicorn lost her, well, unicorn. Oh my god. But either way, I mean, these five have become really a symbol of friendship, of just acceptance of each other. You know, no matter who they are, what their ideals are, or what side of a battlefield you're on, you can still be friends. The way things are do not have to define who you will become. And in fact, this all ties neatly into a little thing that is nice about the series. In the anime, you are constantly bombarded with this one line. War never changes, no matter the era, it's exactly the same. And there's many renditions of this, and they're not wrong to an extent. The various means of warfare have changed over the years, but the way it's waged, in the sense of the way things start, the way the war is, it really doesn't change all that much. You know, wars almost universally start because of something stupid or irrational decisions. One needs only to look at World War I and decide, like, why did this happen? I mean, okay, let's be real here. One guy taking a pop shot at a freaking leader of an entire empire, I mean, was that really a bolt out of the blue for him? Really? You're a leader of an entire empire. Someone somewhere is going to eventually try to take a pop shot at you. That's a given. And what the hell? Who's got a witch in their house? Anyways, so, and then of course, also in World War I totally kicks off because Well, everyone's got an alliance with somebody that took a pop shot, and so it all spirals out of control. It all started because, quite frankly, I'm guessing someone's ego got bruised and decided to declare war on the entire
My dog is
nation.
going freaking absolutely ape shit.
Yeah, and I hear someone cackling in the background.
That's my mom.
Oh my god, I thought it was some sort of witch. I thought it was like those like little Halloween decorations. I thought it was a Halloween
Oh my
decoration.
god. Hold on.
I think I just made his day. Oh god.
Shut up, dog. No one cares about what you want.
Oh,
No,
God.
he's not. Go get a ball, dude. Because they're all in there. Stop looking at the dip.
Oh my god. Oh lord.
My dip, bitch. My dip. My.
The hell?
I said later, dip. Yep.
God damn, I love these streams sometimes. They're hysterical. I swear to God, if my mic's been muted this entire stream, I'm gonna be a little bit. Oh, what the fuck? I forgot about that. Okay, good. My mic has been on. Thank frickin' God. Turn that up a little bit. There we go. Sure isn't enough viewers. Lovely. 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 Okay, never mind. Oh, good. Whew. I think it's for a chip. Someone's eating chips. I'm hungry too, anyways. Oh lord. I forget my mic is way over here. Let me look at some lunch.
And I would be able to do shit. And I'd be able to fucking do shit.
Well, I think you need to go get some nails out for him.
No. I wanna. Can't make me.
The heck is going on out there?
Depths of hell. Slide your way into the depths of hell.
What the hell? What? What the hell was that?
I burped in the middle of that.
Wait, what?
Hey, Rhea. Hello?
Hello.
What the fuck are you laughing about?
I can hear you. I can hear
You
you.
can hear me?
Yes. I can hear what was going on in the background.
I was like, "Grr!" And I fucking burped in the middle of it, so I was like, fuck.
Anyways, okay, time to go back. You know the whole, you know, the freaking I gotta get my chain of thought back. So, the whole phrase "war never changes, no matter the era," it is bombarded to the viewer throughout the entirety of the anime, and one might consider just a running gag or something, but it runs deeper, in my opinion. War does never change. To an extent, of course. The technology and
What
means
is a kid for?
a what? the means of war, the technology and weaponry of warfare does change, but the entire ways people wage war, the entire tactics, it doesn't change that much. And even the irrational reasoning behind going to war just seems to never change. There are almost universally various things that will cause people to go to war: religion, politics, and to an extent, ego. And so these are situations in which warfare starts, and why the conflict keeps going despite everyone not wanting to fight. And this comes full circle, because if the warfare never changes, then what is there to do? What point is there in existence if warfare never changes and you just end up in a perpetual cycle? Well, the logical next step is to, instead of trying to change the warfare, you change yourself. You decide that instead of changing fighting, you change each other. You change yourselves and you better yourselves so that you can recognize when you're being so irrational. Because if warfare never changes, then obviously that isn't the problem. The problem becomes from yourself. And so these 5 are the perfect example of, instead of changing the war, they need to change each other. So they all decided not to fight, because though they couldn't change that, they could change themselves. So they chose not to fight so that they could be friends. And Laffy is the perfect example of this, really. I mean, come on. She literally never fired a single frickin' shot at Ayanami. She never fired a frickin' shot at Z23. Javelin, I think, fired a couple shots at Ayanami, but, well, let's be real, she was currently trying to defend herself at the time. And, of course, Ayanami, then again, at the time, she felt she really didn't have a say in the matter. And then, of course, we get frickin' Unicorn, who did take a few shots at, the enemy, but it was at Kaga, really. I mean, as far as I know, she never took a shot at frickin' Ayanami, so, it makes sense, I guess. But she just wanted them to stop, hurting her friends. She wanted to protect her friends, and so she basically decided to take on frickin' Kaga. She totally smirked, but let's be real here. Gotta give her mad props for attempting it. The sheer brass balls on frickin' Unicorn for taking on... I mean, she was taking on a frickin' full-on aircraft carrier that she probably knew had way more experience at this than her. And yeah, she took her on. I gotta give frickin' Unicorn props for that. Even though she, I think pretty much from the outside knew she was pretty much outclassed by Kaga, she still fought her on, She still tried. Which, again, frickin' respect, And then, of course, there's E23. The oddball, in which we only ever get one scene.
What? No! You're not.
Exactly! What the f? I mean, seriously, we only get, one scene with her and Ayanami, having any sort of heart-to-heart, on their viewpoints. And frickin' Z23 was very guarded on her viewpoints, but, again, the face and tone of her voice suggested that she somewhat felt what Ayanami was feeling, because her demeanor flat-out changed. And, by the way, technically speaking, I do think that the scene where Ayanami was conversing with her friends from Sakura Empire at the restaurant, and they were all kind of getting rambunctious, and then Z23 frickin' appears out of nowhere and quiet in the restaurant. You're all insufferable. She's like, I legit think that, again,
I suspect an apology.
exactly. I think Z23 legit was actually defending Ayanami. Because Ayanami's friends, quote unquote, were kind of being rambunctious and kind of, well, they weren't necessarily taunting her. They were kind of misunderstanding. Ayanami really wasn't lying when she said she doesn't want to fight. She doesn't like it. Of course, her friends misinterpreted that as her just being modest or something like that. Z23, having had that heart-to-heart with Ayanami on that front, knows that that's not the case. And albeit she probably was a little bit miffed that they were being very loud. Technically speaking, she didn't need to interrupt it. She could have just left. You know? There was nothing really there to make her just butt in. But I think she butted in because of Ayanami. Ayanami was very uncomfortable with the fact that they were thinking that she was a fighter, that she wanted to fight. That she liked fighting. And Z23, feeling the same as Ayanami, decided to butt in and shut them all up. Essentially, really. And so all these girls really didn't want to fight, but they have to. Well, but they all knew it's wrong. That the reasoning for all this warfare is wrong. There's nothing that really is rational about it. And it all culminates into them having to change themselves so that they don't have to fight each other and that they can all be friends in the end. And really, we only ever get one last scene with Z23. Just like, at the end of the anime, she finally joins them at a picnic, I'm guessing. But I swear, we need more scenes with Z23. One, because she's hysterical. Two, because we don't really know or really see her interactions as a friend with Ayanami. According to Prince Eugene, and of course her other friends in Ironblood, make it seem as if there were more scenes with her and Ayanami. Z23, of course, denies it, but otherwise. Also, I do kind of liked the dubbed version of Eugene. You know, basically that did all your confidence go away along with your chest. I love that because also the dubbed version of it is actually a little bit in reverse. Are you? Hold on, I'd have to look it up again, but it's really nice. Need help in the bed? Come on. Up. Great. Or you do not want to bed. Already? You just came over for water. Is that it? You just came over for water. You crazy girl. Come on. Come on. Discord. Okay, so back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Crap, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyways, seriously, I forgot what I was talking about. Seriously, oh crap. Oh yeah, but yeah, we just need more scenes with Z23. We really do. 'Cause I want to see more of how her interactions with really all of them. You know, I want to see how she acts towards them, and also I kind of want to see how Ayanami's friends start treating these two, and of course Unicorn as well. And also, I really want to see. I just really want to see more of this 5 of them. How they adapt to the new version of Azure Lane in the anime. Because again, there is a season 2 promised. And you know what? Oh, god dang it. Okay, I know this is technically spoilers, and I know I've been doing this entire stream series, but still. Okay, so in one of the last episodes, Eugene comments on that there might be moles within all the camps, even in the higher echelons. And one of them asks her if she's got anyone, if she thinks anyone in particular, but Eugene just kind of blows it off, kind of changes the subject. I'm wondering if she's wondering if Bismarck might be a potential leak, Because that's a kind of also an odd thing that we see a conversation between her and Bismarck. I'm wondering if either Eugene herself may also be a mole, or if she suspects Bismarck of being one. Because remember, the opening tutorial for Azure Lane game is fighting Bismarck and finding out that they're sided with the Sirens or something to that extent. That they're basically breaking the alliance. And then Eugene even states that it might be in all the camps. That's interesting, isn't it? Considering that she's thinking is all the camps. I almost feel bad in suggesting this, but why would Illustrious have such a devoted investment in Enterprise? I get it. I get that just because Enterprise is a very big figure for Azure Lane and Eagle Union in particular. But even frickin', Elizabeth finds it a bit odd that she has a particular interest in Enterprise, and even we see almost what would be, could be considered a secret meeting between Illustrious and Belfast about Enterprise after the whole debacle. But I'm not sure if that's truly. Again, I feel bad for saying it, but again, I wouldn't be making theories if I didn't voice at least some sort of suspicion on that front. I don't put too much stock in it myself, but it just kind of was like I have a strange feeling about that one. But as for Azure Lane, as far as Eagle Union is concerned, come on, that's got to be freaking obvious. Code G Enterprise, that's freaking obvious. But let's be real here. Enterprise is probably never going to side with the Sirens. But it is odd that suddenly Yorktown is up and walking, and the bed is made in her room, and they were going to see her in her room, and yet she's not there, and then they go walking and they see her up and walking, and she's supposed to be bedridden. That is a little rando, and because we don't get any dialogue there, I'm curious, in my opinion. I'm just curious there. It's like, what do we got going on here, huh? Northern Parliament? Come on, we had a whole event surrounding that. And then, of course, there's, I mean, let's be real. There's a whole lot of factions that could be considered to have sirens amongst the, working with them or working inside their camps. But still, I mean, it would be interesting to see, maybe a little bit of a backstab from Bismarck. Because, I mean, again, it would tie really nicely into the godforsaken game tutorial, It would tie really nicely in, and it would be interesting to see how that would go. It would be messed up to see Hood die. Because in the tutorial, Bismarck did kind of blast Hood, That was going to be a tough pill to swallow, even though Hood didn't quite have as much of a role as Wales did in the anime. Still, it's going to kind of hurt. Would be a massive blow to Elizabeth, too, I think. But still, I mean, I just really want to see more of these particular girls, these 5 girls, just to see their friendship develop even more. Maybe see more of the other characters, and quite frankly, because I really do like these characters. They are the 5 original characters that really just decide they don't want to fight. Because they'd rather be friends. And it really is a nice little tie-in to the constant phrase used inside the series. Because they're the perfect example of really... Okay. Sorry about that. So, they're a nice little example of how one approaches basically not allow, basically, even though the phrase is constant throughout the series, they're the exact opposite to the phrase. If war never changes, then they change. And they do exactly that. They try to change each other, they try to change things so that they don't have to fight. And I really like that they all tie in to that one line. It's kind of nice little, neat little hidden aspect that only I really picked up on recently. But yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to the season 2, and I really hope it's good. I mean, I would hate to see it flop horribly. But either way, I think that should probably do it for this lore video. So what do you guys think? Guys?
I think it's interesting.
Go. I'm here still.
Okay. So what did you guys think about about my little lore video on these girls?
They're good. They're interesting.
Yeah. I'll probably go into more detail in their own particular little lores and the various little events that brought them closer, I guess you could say. But it is kind of hard to do videos on these girls, especially with Z23. Just god dang it, we don't have enough on her. Really, just they need more on her. They really did. Yes, that is me frustrated with the fact that I can't do much. They're raising freaking more because we just don't have enough interactions with her and the others. That isn't her basically telling them off. But, I mean, it would be nice to have just, full individuals, like how they view each other, how everything goes, how they're viewing the way Sakura Empire is now, all that kind of crap. As I said, this is kind of like a little test run of this, but again, this is kind of like a little introductory to the individuals. There will, of course, be more of these, and, of course, how each individual person adapted to this new life. Oh, and as a side note, just a side note, Unicorn in particular is a big fan of the inflation therapy. Had to throw that out there. Silence ensues.
I'm kind
What?
of muted because I'm eating. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm kind of muted because I'm eating,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
so.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I guess for now, I'm gonna put on the stream ending soon. Oh crap! What the hell was that? Oh, that's just mine. Okay, never mind. Okay, so let me turn this volume thing down a bit, and we'll open this up, and we will. Okay, no, there we go. Anyways, I have been Cactuma Fury Warriors.